Um, surely when Obama got in office, things started kind of getting a bit more tense in terms of racial politics and identity politics and the divisiveness over you're an oppressor, you're a victim, you got to hate those people over there because they look different than you or they're a different gender than you. And if you don't hate them, then you're part of the problem. That whole narrative really emerged with the Obama era and hasn't stopped and has only gotten more intense since. So, yeah, here's another story that was in the news. The Obama Noose. Okay, so this is a fun story. Obama, in his infinite humility, he's always been known to be a very, very humble guy. He just peacefully ended his 8 years and went off into the sunset, and we never heard much from him again, right? He just let people do their... No, of course not. Of course not. Now that he has bought his second mansion in his second all-white neighborhood, he also needs to create a shrine to himself in the form of a library/temple. And what's the price tag for this Obama library, you might ask? Just a mere $500 million, $500 million, not a big deal. I kind of think we have a better use of $500 million in this country. There's a lot of things, especially the bleeding heart liberals, care about in terms of socialism and giving money to people who don't want to work. They could give $500 million to people who don't want to work or who want to use it to buy drugs, or the people that are looting CVS's, maybe they could give it to them so they can buy deodorant rather than having to steal it. There's a lot of things you could do with $500 million, but either way, Obama thinks the best thing to do with $500 million is to build a shrine to himself. So that's going on. I guess maybe somebody thought that that's a stupid idea and that they don't like Obama, and so, or this is just another false flag. Either way, somebody put a noose on the construction site of the library. As you do, So this was covered in Tucker Carlson Tonight and several other news outlets, and the last couple times we had one of these scenarios, within a few weeks we found out it was completely bogus. Okay, the Bubba whatever NASCAR driver who alleged that there was a noose in his garage turned out to just be the garage pull down rope that you pull the door down with. I'm sorry, I'm just racially fueled, so every time I see something I assume it's a racist attack on me, so I thought it was a noose. Okay, so no public apology. No, I'm sorry for inflaming racial tensions in America. None of that. Likewise, you had the Jussie Smollett, whatever the fuck his name is. Very humiliating hoax where he is going to Subway in the middle of the night and claims that he gets attacked by two white guys wearing MAGA hats, and they attack him and they say, "This is MAGA country, faggot," or some stupid thing like that. Turns out none of this happened whatsoever. They weren't even white. The people who were supposed to be attacking him were paid off by him. The whole thing was a scam. Do you have a workout program somewhere? Pyroways, that's the question. I don't have it posted anywhere, but it's a pretty basic bro split. I'm happy to just tell you what it is. Monday is chest day. Tuesday is back day. Wednesday is shoulder day. Thursday is legs. Friday is arms. And then I typically take the weekend off, Saturday, Sunday. And on any given day, you do 4 or 5 movements for that muscle group. So on Monday, when you're doing chest, you do like bench press, whether it's with dumbbells or barbells, or it's typically dumbbells or barbells. But you could do a chest press machine also, and flies. So, you pick some pressing movements, you pick some flies, that's your chest day. Yeah, man, no problem. Honestly, I should be answering fitness questions, but this is what happens with my channel. I have 2 different streams. Like, watch this. I'll pop this dashboard over to the Beholden to Truth stream. And that's my news platform where I do like commentary and current events. And boom, there you go. So this dashboard is for when I'm going through Twitter and Instagram and just trying to catch people up on crazy ass world we live in, all the fake shit that they put in the news. It's actually pretty hard to separate out what's fake, what's propaganda, and what's actually really happening and why it's happening. So that's the purpose of this Beholden to Truth channel. And then I have the Red Pill Fitness stream to answer all the fitness, exercise, all that kind of stuff. There we go. Fix that little window. So really, when I'm talking about news, I try to keep it on this screen. And then when I start answering the fitness questions, we jump back over to the Red Pill Fitness dashboard here. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to mention about this? Yeah, you had the Jussie Smollett scam. You had the Bubba, I think it's Walters scam. Both of them are sitting there saying, oh, I'm the victim of a racial hate crime. Turns out they're a complete hoax. I would not be surprised whatsoever if this noose that was found on the Obama construction site was another one. Whether he planted it, somebody in his team planted it, whatever. Even if it's not a hoax, if it's just some person who doesn't like Obama and everything that he did to really harm this country. Did they show up with guns? Did they show up at his house with weapons? No, they left a noose at a construction site. Okay, let's move on. Okay, anything else in Twitter that we need to discuss this morning? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of buzz about this FTX, the crypto exchange that apparently there's a lot of controversy. I think one of them went bankrupt. This Fried guy, Sam Fried. I guess he maybe had a lot of people's money invested in crypto in his exchange fund, and the exchange fund went under, and now people are pissed at him because they lost all their money. And this is why people were saying that decentralized digital currencies are a great idea at the fundamental level. We have to get there. We have to get to decentralized finance somehow, because having your government allowed access to just reach their hand into your bank account and take whatever they want or turn it off, all because you said the vaccines don't work, or all because you said transgender people aren't actually real. They're all just males or females. You can't go back and forth. Or if you said that abortion is murder, or whatever it is that you're saying that the government doesn't like, we're setting ourselves up for a future where they can either press pause on your bank account, restricting you from being able to use the money that you have earned from your job, or just straight up taking your money. We saw this with PayPal last month, where PayPal has enacted a policy where if you violate what they consider community guidelines and do something that demonstrates hate speech, according to PayPal, who is an electronic payment processor, not sure what rules they get to create around hate speech, but according to PayPal, they have a definition of hate speech, and if you violate it somehow, if somebody snitches on you and you have money in your PayPal account, then PayPal doesn't have to ask. They just go in and take $2,500 of your money and then shut down your account. So that's obviously problematic and unconstitutional, illegal. But federal banks and the government want the same access. And, this already happened in Canada during the trucker protests. We saw Justin Trudeau and the rest of his cronies pausing people's bank account and not letting them have access to the money that they have earned, all because they said, I'm not going to get a COVID vaccine. Scary stuff, scary stuff. So that's why we do need to get to a decentralized, meaning not owned by any government, form of currency. So the need is there, but unfortunately, it's not so much that the technology doesn't exist. The technology is like, it's getting there, it's pretty close, it's still got some flaws, but it's more about the power of the current financial institutions. You got to understand that you're competing for their business. The whole argument is that you'll be storing your money in one of these other places, and you won't be storing your money with JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Okay, so obviously, those classical financial institutions don't like this idea, because if you don't store your money with them, they can't loan your money out and make interest off of it. You're destroying their business model by taking your money and putting it in whatever other financial account. And the financial industry is one of the most powerful. I would say it's probably even more powerful than the news and the media industry. I mean, this goes back to America's founding, in the 1700s, where the financiers, the bankers, came over from Europe, the Jewish-owned banks, the Rothschilds, etc., and they got a stranglehold in America from its very conception. You allocate the capital, you get to decide who gets the loans and who doesn't. Then you get to decide who gets elected in elections, and therefore you get to decide what policies those people who are elected create. And they also were able to gain control of the media, so they could promote with propaganda whatever policies they want, or politicians. And so the whole thing just became a giant clusterfuck, which is modern day America, that is completely owned by the Jewish mafia. So, anyway, anything